Welcome to Telltale, where we're decoding the future of telecommunications. Today, we're not just talking about the what of 6G, but the how. We are diving into the essential blueprint for its core foundations, and we're basing this on a key technical report from the 3GPP, the global organization that develops the standards for mobile tech, which really lays out the system and operational nuts and bolts that are going to define this next generation. So we're going to explore this blueprint across 5 key sections. We'll start with what makes 6G more than just another speed bump. Then we'll see how it rethinks security, aims for perfect reliability, builds a sustainable framework, and finally, why these foundations are so critical for everything that's coming next. All right, so let's get right into it with Section 1 and unpack what we really mean by the foundation of 6G. For most of us, right, it's probably these mind-bending speeds, instant downloads, or maybe even those sci-fi holographic calls we've been promised for years. And yeah, while those things are super exciting, they're the destination, not the starting point. They're the cool features that will eventually run on top of the network. So here's the crucial point. Before we can get to any of that cool stuff, 6G has to be built on a robust, intelligent base that works seamlessly with what we already have. It can't just be a total break from the past. And what that really means is 6G is being designed from the ground up to integrate smoothly with our existing 5G networks. The 3GPP report really hammers this home. It needs to support mobility between 5G and 6G and maintain service continuity, so you get a seamless, uninterrupted experience as the world transitions. Now for our second section, where we're looking at a foundational pillar that's getting a complete overhaul: security and privacy. In the world of 6G, this isn't just an upgrade, it's a total reimagining of how we defend our networks. You see, the security game is changing dramatically. Today, we're focused on protecting networks that are relatively predictable. But 6G? It has to anticipate the threats of the 2030s. We're talking about the immense power of quantum computers, the sheer complexity of multi-cloud environments, and even AI-powered attacks. And this brings us to a critical upgrade: quantum resistance. The 3GPP report explicitly calls for security that can withstand attacks from quantum computers, which, believe it or not, are predicted to be powerful enough to break today's standard encryption with ease. This isn't optional, it is absolutely essential for future-proofing our data. Now, what's really fascinating about the strategy laid out here is just how holistic it is. It's not about just one thing. Yeah, it's about quantum resistance, but it's also about cryptographic agility, which basically means the network has to be nimble enough to swap out its encryption methods on the fly as new threats pop up. It's about building trust when network functions are spread all over different cloud providers and, crucially, making sure user privacy is protected by design. Next up, let's look at how 6G aims to create a network that simply does not fail. The goal here is to build an always-on system that we can rely on for, well, everything. I mean, we've all experienced outages, right? And as our society's reliance on connectivity just keeps growing, for everything from emergency services to smart cities, the impact of these failures becomes more and more severe. The official 3GPP definition of resilience really gets right to the point. It's all about building a network that can take a hit, whether it's from a natural disaster or a cyber attack, and just keep on running, providing totally uninterrupted service. And this is where the ambition really shines. We're talking about a zero-outage network, one that can automatically detect a problem, isolate it, and recover from it with minimal human help. It could even spin up new network services on demand in an emergency. This is the blueprint for a truly dependable digital world. All right, moving on to our fourth section. Let's talk about building a more sustainable network, both for the environment and for the economy. Because with all this new power and capability comes great responsibility and a potentially massive energy bill. This is a huge challenge. The demand for data is just skyrocketing, but we can't let the network's energy consumption and carbon footprint skyrocket right along with it. 6G has to be more powerful, but also far, far more energy efficient than any network that has come before it. A key tool for getting this efficiency is something called a network digital twin. As the 3GPP report describes it, it's a complete virtual copy of the live physical network. Think of it like a perfect digital sandbox. So by using this digital twin, operators can safely test out changes and run simulations to find the most energy-efficient setups. They can predict the energy impact of a software update before it ever happens, and then apply those changes in real time to the live network, dynamically turning off unused components or scaling down capacity during low traffic periods, all without risking service quality. Okay, so let's bring it all together and see why this foundation of security, resilience, and sustainability is just so absolutely critical for the future. Security, resilience, and sustainability aren't just features on a checklist. They're the interconnected bedrock for everything else. Think about it. A quantum-level security breach could take down an entire autonomous vehicle network. That's a massive resilience failure. An inefficient, energy-hungry network isn't sustainable, and eventually it becomes too expensive to operate resiliently. These pillars don't just exist side by side. They support and depend on each other. Ultimately, this is what enables trust, reliability, and responsibility in the network of the future, a network we can trust with our data, depend on in a crisis, and that operates in harmony with our environmental goals. With this solid, intelligent foundation in place, the possibilities for innovation become truly limitless. This is the platform that is going to enable the next wave of technological transformation. Join us next time as we explore the exciting applications and usage scenarios that are going to be built on this remarkable 6G foundation. Thanks for watching.